Three institutions built by one country in one hotel in 1944. They still run the entire global economy today, and you have never been asked if that's okay. World War II is ending. The world is in ruins. 44 nations gather with one mission. Never repeat the Great Depression. Never let economic collapse breed fascism again. So they built the IMF, the World Bank, the WTO. Noble idea, but Britain's greatest economist Keynes walked in with a brilliant plan, a fair global currency that shared burdens equally. America killed it before the ink dried and redesigned everything entirely in its own image. That decision still haunts us today. The IMF arrives at your door with loans. The conditions: cut welfare, privatize everything, deregulate your banks in Asia, Russia, Latin America. The medicine didn't cure the patient, it made them sicker. In the voting system, an 85% majority rule give America an effective veto over every single decision. The World Bank, meant to rebuild the world, critics say presided over a neo-colonial transfer of wealth from poor nations to rich ones. The WTO slashed trade barriers from 40% to 3%. Impressive, unless you are a developing nation whose industries got crushed before they could even walk. Three institutions, three promises, three betrayals. Then came 2008. The crisis didn't start in some fragile economy. It started on Wall Street, the beating heart of the system itself. Global GDP crashed 1.7%, the first ever recorded decline in world output. Trade collapsed 6.1%. The institutions built to prevent exactly this, they had ignored everything. They had ignored every warning. They let unregulated money surge like mad across the planet. Casino capitalism. The house always wins, except this time the house burned down and took everyone's saving with it. The G7 suddenly looked ridiculous. Seven rich nations pretending to run a world that had moved on without them. The G20 rose, China, India, Brazil at the table, but even that fractured by 2010. Austerity, broken promises, ordinary people paid the price and they revolted. Brexit, populism, anti-globalization. Not because people hate trade, because they figured out the game was rigged. Now China is building an entirely parallel system. The new development bank, $100 billion in capital, deliberately moving away from the US dollar. The Washington consensus has a Beijing challenger and it's not blinking. The IMF tells poor countries to cut welfare while America runs the largest deficit on earth. The World Bank preaches development while wealth flows from poor to rich. The WTO calls itself free trade while rich nations subsidize their own farmers. It was never a level playing field. It was a playing field designed by the winners for the winners. Global governance is not a completed system. It is a war between those who wrote the rules and those forced to live by them, between Washington and Beijing, between 1944 and the world that actually exists today. The architecture is cracking, the challenges are rising, and the question that defines the next century is this: who gets to write the rules of the world economy, and will you have any say in this answer? Thank you.